Children, have you ever met the Bogeyman before? No, of course you haven't, for you're much too good, I'm sure. Don't you be afraid of him if he should visit you. He's a great big collar.
Hello, Scorpio. What's going on, guys? Welcome to your October 2018 reading with me, Pisces Priestess. And happy birthday to you, Scorpio suns, who are celebrating your solar returns at the end of October. Yes, Scorpio season is just around the corner. Some of you guys can be watching at the end of October when it's already Scorpio season. Oh, this is my favorite time of year. Oh, guys, I'm interested in to see what comes up in this. Well, I've got your cards already, but as far as just the channeling and the messaging, because I'm a water sign too, Scorpios are so deep for me, and I just love your guys' intensity. But I am seeing that there's some stuff going on, guys. It's your birthday, so shit is about to get very fucking real, right? We have Venus retrograde in your sign right now. Jupiter's in your sign. The moon was just in your sign yesterday. I'm recording this on the 12th of October. So I'm feeling that Scorpio purging a lot. But also, it's pretty interesting to be talking to you guys this early. I usually do your guys' video 8th, because you guys are the 8th house, and I usually do it in order. But this month, I'm doing things from Libra. So Libra was first, Scorpio is second, Sagittarius is going to be third, and so on. So usually you're opposite of this. We have your opposite sign, Taurus, showing up here. So usually I would do Aries first and Taurus second, but I'm doing Libra first and Scorpio second. So everything's reversed and flipped, because we really are headed into an alternate universe where things are kind of opposite and flippy and turny. And I'm seeing that in your reading anyway, Scorpio. So aside from that, hopefully you guys like the altar that I've set up for you. I've got a candle here lit for the light, and I've got a candle lit for the dark so that we can keep it balanced for Libra season. Hope you guys like my skull dead hands. And I just really thought it was symbolic that the light candle is significantly lower than the dark. Okay, so we're working with less dark than we're working with less light. And it's more of a time for darkness right now. And you understand that, Scorpio, because you guys represent darkness. But it's not just you. Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, we all represent the dark, because we're the second half of the wheel. The first half, Aries through Virgo, is light, and then Libra through Pisces is dark. So this is a time where we really are headed into darkness. That's what fall is all about. I don't know if you can hear the people outside my window, but like I always say, Pisces and Scorpio are kind of interfered. So there's going to be some really deep messages that come up here today. And I'm just going to push through any interference that might be thrown at me. But yeah, guys, we're headed into a very dark time, which is just, it's not evil or anything. It's just dark. It's just mysterious and hidden. It's more emotional and it's more deep, which I love as a water sign. And I know you guys get that. So let's get with the reading. I've already got your cards pulled. I wanted to save time with shuffling because there's a lot of energy and spirits around right now. And I just didn't want to risk, shuffling and having mixed messages come out. So I already pulled the cards, plus I have these on, and I didn't know if they would interfere with the shuffling, but I don't really think they will. But yeah, I just wanted to pull the cards beforehand. And I have 3 different decks I'm using. I'm using the Wisdom of the House of Night for dark energy, Indigo Angel for light. I'm really working with the light and the dark here. And then I just got regular tarot to clarify the 2 oracle cards, okay? And the way I broke this down is beginning of October, middle of October, end of October, okay? Or this could be past, present, and future. So it's depending on you, Scorpio. So please just turn your intuition on like the water signs that you are, and apply this however you can, because this is a general reading and it's going to apply to every Scorpio differently, okay? So let's talk about how you entered October, Scorpio. This is something that was symbolized by the darkness. We have the first dark card here. We have chaos coming out here, guys. So I'm not sure what took place the first couple weeks of October, or just the beginning of October. It could be the first week of October, but it's being symbolized by this chaos card. So there may be an element of chaos somewhere in your life. But the good thing about this card, Scorpio, is that I always talk about how we're learning from this chaos, because we have that number 9 up there, okay? And the number 9 in astrology is all about learning and expansion, and you guys have Jupiter in your sign. And you have Uranus and Taurus opposite of you. So chaos and expansion are opposing each other right now in the universe with you and Taurus. And so the way we're expanding right now is by developing a relationship with things that are kind of spiraling out of control, with chaotic things, people, places, and things, jobs, whatever this chaos is coming in for you, Scorpio. But October, knowing you, you're probably hiding it. You're probably not really speaking about this chaos, but you're definitely feeling some sort of chaos, some sort of storm. Okay, so this is the no drama card. Really interesting that this is coming up because the Libra Scorpio cusp is the cusp of drama and criticism. And this card in this deck literally says in the book, no drama. Like, save the drama for your mama type of stuff. So be very careful of the drama that is creating this chaos at the beginning of October for you, Scorpio. This could just be something that's uprooting for you because, you know, tornadoes come in and you know, something is transforming here. This tornado is a symbol for transformation, and I do see transformation in your reading. You are the house of death and transformation. So whatever this tornado, if this is a chaotic person, a chaotic job, a chaotic living situation, or you just dealing with mental chaos or emotional chaos, then, you know, this is happening for a reason because it isn't pure enough, Scorpio. October is all about purity and it's all about balance. Okay, so whatever this tornado comes in and destroys, this is a storm, right? So just take shelter. Maybe there was something that you were trying to avoid in the beginning of October, but this does talk about, you know, taking shelter so until the storm passes, because when the storm passes, then you can come out and rebuild again. So there is a time to destroy, there's a time for destruction, Scorpio, and there's also a time to rebuild. That's coming up at the end of October too. So let's just take this in order though. So we do have chaos. Okay, and that's the number 9. So some of you could be dealing with a chaotic Sagittarius energy, or just chaotic like school, or, you know, something that involves school, a school situation. But we have you are not alone with this card, Scorpio. So you are definitely not alone in this time of chaos. This chaos is not caused by you alone. Like, you're just not alone. There are forces in the universe that are here to support you. And there's also, you should look around to the people around you and see who's on your side at the beginning of October. It was really important for you guys to know heading into October, coming out of September, that you weren't alone during this chaotic moment. So maybe there was someone around you, a mother figure or a sister or a friend or a spouse. You're just not alone. Even if you were physically alone, maybe you weren't emotionally alone. But I do feel, actually, Scorpio, that you were emotionally alone. It's interesting. I keep saying things that are the opposite for you. So we're dealing with opposite energies, people who really polar, who oppose you. They're just different from you. There's something here about things being opposite, because I hope you know what I mean. Like, the way that I'm speaking to you, I'm saying things that I know aren't true or something, and I'm not doing that on purpose. But I have your cards here, so I kind of know what's going on. Like, I'm like, well, maybe you weren't alone emotionally, Scorpio. But then I look down and I think, yep, they definitely were. So maybe there's something here about the truth and about, you know, somebody saying something and it meaning the opposite. Somebody knowing something, you know what I mean? That's up to you to decide, Scorpio. But I do feel like you guys were feeling alone emotionally. And there's a difference here of being lonely and being alone, right? Because you can be alone but not lonely. And you can be lonely but not alone, right? You can be in a crowd of 1 million people and feel like you're all by yourself. So there's something here. I know you guys are feeling kind of alone headed into October. Maybe your alone time and solitude is important, but you're definitely not alone spiritually, right? There's just angels and ancestors and certain guides that are always around you guys. You guys are so powerful. So it's just important to know headed into October that you are not alone in this chaos. And I feel like you guys are feeling a bit emotionally alone, because to clarify chaos and you are not alone, we have the 5 of Cups that came out. Okay, so there's some darkness here, Scorpio. Look at this man. He's all dressed in black. So this could be what you guys are feeling like emotionally at the beginning of October or in your past. Because this talks about depression, okay? This talks about isolation and like regret. Okay, so there's something in October, beginning of October, in your past. You were really focused on a situation that drained you emotionally, right? We see these 3 cups down here that this man is looking down on. He's focused on something that didn't work out, a third-party situation, feelings. This is blood and tears, okay? So this was like something that really didn't work out, that he or she put a lot of time and energy into. So whatever is bad, these 3 cups here represent something that is negative, something that ended. Maybe this is maybe chaos. Maybe chaos contributed to this situation dumping over. So all of you at the beginning of October were focused on something that didn't work out, and this thing is causing you some emotional sadness and regret. You're regretting the fact that this situation didn't work out. But behind you, Scorpio, behind all the depression and all the emotional loss, there are 2 cups still waiting. So if this is a relationship that you guys are experiencing chaos in, or you're experiencing, feeling alone in emotionally, just know that there is some sort of reconciliation behind you guys, perhaps with another person, maybe with another water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy, or this is just you, Scorpio, feeling very emotionally dark and depressed. But I want to tell you, as a water sign, emotional darkness is actually where our power lies, because we're not meant to shut off our emotion. We're not meant to focus on what didn't work out, what didn't make it through the storm, right? There's certain things that we're going to miss and we're going to regret, but don't allow the negative focus to draw you in so much that you're forgetting the positive in the situation. This is truly a situation where there's the good and the bad, and you can choose to stand in the middle and focus on either, but right behind you is a reunion. It's whatever these 2 cups represent. It usually represents a relationship or a reconciliation. So whatever that is for you guys, just know the bad, it might outweigh the good, but there's still good in the situation, and you're not alone. You're not alone coming into October, Scorpio. You're surrounded by the forces of Scorpio. All the secret energy and the hidden things happening beneath the surface. Pluto going back direct. Like, you're seriously not alone, especially emotionally, Scorpio, but that may be what you're feeling. I really do feel like there's some emotional isolation, someone who's not expressing their emotion to you. Scorpio has wasted, or who has spent a lot of emotion on a certain person, place, or thing coming into October, but I feel like you're feeling a bit drained emotionally, okay? And that's how you came into October. That's your past. All right, so let's see how it ties into your present moment. This is kind of how I'm recording right now in the middle of October. I'm recording on the 12th. So this could definitely be right now if you guys are watching. Or this is just you presently. So let's see here. We have the card, the 27, and we have hope. Okay? So this could definitely be talking about the Taurus full moon. You guys are going to be experiencing a full moon in your 7th house of relationships at the end of the month. Maybe the October 27th is important to you guys. Maybe October 9th was when something chaotic took place. But I see the Taurus full moon coming up here for you guys a lot about relationships. But I also feel an Aquarius vibe, because hope, this is like the star card. Aquarius is all about hope and inspiration. So you guys could definitely be dealing with an Aquarius individual at some point in October. But this is also just your hope, okay? So your present moment, you're trying to remain hopeful about stuff. You're keeping faith. You're trying to stay inspired, okay? But we had 2 cards come out for you, Scorpio. I wasn't going to use both of them. But I just felt like, it's your birthday and everything, and you guys deserve these 2 cards. So we have confidence and hope. So, this confidence is what this man is lacking, right? He's focusing on something that happened in the past, and this is the past. So you guys are regretting some sort of chaos that happened in the past, and it might be contributing to you feeling alone, but you're not alone, Scorpio. There's a huge reminder here of you not being alone. And in your present moment, you're trying to focus on your confidence, right? And that's because of Venus. Venus is in your guys' sign, and Venus is all about beauty and confidence and stuff like that. So I think you guys are, focused on your inspiration. Your confidence is inspiring you. We do have this lady here with a horse. Okay, I don't know if you guys are dealing with some kind of woman who has like blonde hair or something like that. But I'm just seeing the pictures here. I don't know if there's a horse that's important to confidence, but horses to me represent movement. So, you may need to move right now, moving forward in a confident way, right? Being confident like this horse is, to jump over hurdles and to move forward through trials and tribulations, and this is the 42. 4 plus 2 is 6. So being confident in your lifestyle, and regaining hope within confidence and hope is just going hand in hand for you guys in the present moment, okay? So yeah, there's maybe you guys are regaining hope in your confidence. Maybe you guys are doing certain things in your present moment to be more confident in yourself in the way that you're moving forward. And then we have you are understood. So not only are you not alone, Scorpio, you are also understood in your present moment. This card came up for Libra. We do have a few cards here that were in the Libra reading as well. So you guys could just be dealing with Libra, some of you, or you could have Libras in your life, have your own Libra energy, sun, moon, or rising. Or this is just Libra season, really, really coming in for you guys, because Libra is your guys' 12th house. So Libra is a very spiritual energy for you guys. It's the house that represents your subconscious. And we had a new moon there, okay? So there's a lot of darkness that you guys are needing to purify for October. And excuse me just for a minute, guys, because I meant to mention at the beginning of your video, but I didn't. I just get so friendly and comfortable with Scorpio that I kind of just get going and channel. But it was really interesting, like, reading for you guys, because I've been noticing interesting things with Scorpios right now. And I have like a few, like, not, I wouldn't say I have Scorpio beef, but I've just been noticing weirdness as a Pisces with Scorpio. And it started a few weeks ago when I had a status about soulmates and twin flames, and there was a guy, he's a Scorpio. I don't really know him that well, but I knew him from like my middle school years, and he's a Scorpio. He's been really, really like, messaging me in his time of darkness. Like, I know in September things were pretty dark for you guys. I had a few different Scorpio friends of mine that I literally knew were going through darkness, you know what I mean? And I just kept seeing the universe show me signs about Scorpio and darkness. So I put this status, and it was more so a joke, but I wanted to, I'm going to actually, like, look up the status that I put, because I feel like I kind of upset the Scorpio vibration by doing that. And I'm just gonna read it to you guys and let you guys comment what you guys think, but I didn't mean any harm by it, and I'm just gonna kind of explain myself to your guys' vibration, because Scorpio is very powerful, and I have a very deep love for Scorpio. A lot of my strong relationships were with Scorpio individuals, but this status was inspired by this Scorpio that was commenting on my post about, he was like, man, twin flames aren't real, or he's like, I don't believe in soulmates. You know how you guys can get when someone breaks your heart or when something isn't working out, you know what I mean? So this guy, he was just being very, very dark, and it kind of concerned me, because I'm like, man, Scorpio is the darkness, and it's very, very important for you guys to transform the darkness. You guys, darkness and transformation go hand in hand for you guys. And I knew this would come up in your reading, because we have a lot of darkness here. But let me just read this to you. So I said, when you meet a Scorpio, but they lack mystery and are instead depressed and suicidal, oh, you're dark. Like, this is the status I put. When you meet a Scorpio, but they lack mystery and are instead depressed and suicidal, oh, you're dark. So it was just like a joke. I'm not sure if all of you guys are going to understand that, but Scorpio is known for their darkness, but not the kind of like depressed, suicidal darkness, the more so darkness of like mystery and secret and sex and transformation. So it was just something that kind of came into my mind, because I was really, like, he was just being really, really negative, and this wasn't even in October, this was in September, and he really, really, like, just kept commenting really, really sad and negative things, and it just made me realize, like, man, Scorpio, when it comes, it's really important for you guys the most of all, because everyone does that. Everyone gets in their, depressive energy, but it's really important. You guys have it harder than most people, because when it comes to darkness, when it comes to secrets and intimacy and all that death and stuff like that, you guys are really almost burdened with the responsibility of transforming that darkness into true light. That's why Scorpio is the purest sign of the zodiac, because you guys are the raw, you're the pure, you know what I mean? So it's really interesting that we have in the past, this depressing energy, and that's what I said in that little thing. I said, when you meet a Scorpio and they're not mysterious, they're not like they're not mystery or anything like that. They're just depressed and suicidal. Oh, you're dark, like you ain't just dark, you're like dark. So I'm really sorry, guys, if that, let me know if that offends you. I had a lot of people like it, like, and a lot of Scorpios, but I did have a few Scorpios that kind of responded negatively to that, and I just kind of wanted to let you guys know that, like, I didn't mean any harm by that. And this is me apologizing, like, to the Scorpio vibration, because I was in no way making fun of, you know, our emotional sadness or anything like that, because I get it as a water sign, and it's coming up in your reading, this darkness, this sadness, this depression. But I just want you guys to know that you have a responsibility to transform that more than any other sign. So please don't stay, and I see that you don't, because we have the chaos and the emotional, drainage and the depression here. And then we have you gaining your confidence back by the middle of October. The closer and closer we get to Scorpio season, the more confident you're gaining, the more confidence you're gaining, the more inspiration and hope, the more you feel understood. You're understanding your confidence, you're understanding your inspirations and your hope and, renewal in your present moment. So, guys, I'm really sorry if that, affected anybody, or if that hurt you guys, you know what I mean? Because I think it was just, something that I didn't realize would be taken like so literal. It was just my creative way of saying, Scorpio, there's a difference between darkness and purity, but suicidal and like emotions and all that, that's true darkness, and that's not what Scorpio represents. Scorpio represents becoming light from that darkness, and some of you guys are going to know exactly what I mean. But either way, you guys are becoming more confident, and I love to see that in the present moment. And then to clarify that energy, we have the Hierophant. And I do have a Taurus moon, guys, so, my soul is the shadow of Scorpio. So we may have a Taurus individual coming in the middle of October, or maybe this is just the full moon in Taurus. But Taurus energy is going to get really important to you guys. So if you have any Tauruses around you in October, just know that they are your opposite in astrology, and they represent the opposing forces, okay? And this full moon is your 7th house. So maybe this is talking about you being understood in your relationships. Maybe this is some sort of confidence that you're gaining in your relationship, or maybe there's a relationship that you're staying hopeful about, and you're trying to understand, or maybe you just, you need to be told that you're not alone and that you are understood this month, Scorpio, because there's a lot going on with you guys. And the Hierophant is not only a Taurus. This is talking about your beliefs. This is talking about a commitment. This is a priest energy, so some of you guys could be around priests this month or something like that. But this is a learning energy. So I see you were really, really learning, and this is because of that Jupiter influence. This is a teacher and a student energy. We have these two students down here, and then the Hierophant in the middle is teaching. So Scorpio, there's something here that you are understood about, and that you're kind of teaching. You're like wise. Maybe there's certain things that you're giving advice about this month. I know I got advice from a Scorpio. I also wanted to share with you guys that little mini story. The other day, I was just having a really bad day, you know what I mean? And it probably serves me right. I know some of you guys are thinking that, because I'm a water sign too, and I get really emotional and stuff, but I do my best to transform the darkness, because I have my North Node in Scorpio and my midheaven. So it's like my destiny to be more like that Scorpio energy, because Pisces is way more invested in their emotions than Scorpio. Like, as a Pisces, I admire Scorpio and their ability to stabilize their emotion and move on, because you guys are fixed and I'm mutable. So my emotions change a lot more than Scorpios. And that's the only reason why I put that status, to kind of, it was a really weird way, I don't know, I feel weird about it, and I knew it would come up in your guys' reading, but I'm glad I just was real about it and to let you guys know what it meant. But yeah, I wound up nobody was there for me yesterday, it was one of those days where I was really, really torn up. I felt very betrayed. It was that moon in Scorpio. The moon was in Scorpio, Jupiter was in Scorpio, Venus was in Scorpio retrograde, so this energy is not playing around, and that's kind of why I wanted to apologize to you guys, not for my own selfish gain or anything, but because I truly feel like I felt like the universe showed me that Scorpio was upset at me, because certain Scorpios in my life, You know, I just keep my eyes open for symbols and stuff. So I just literally genuinely felt that. Like, that probably upset the Scorpio vibration. Not just you as an individual, but we all represent these zodiac signs. So, you know, I felt like I needed to really apologize. And maybe this is symbolic. Maybe you guys are needing an apology. Maybe you guys feel like other people in your life have done things to hurt you, right? They've caused this chaos. What if I'm just an embodiment? What if that's coming up in your reading on purpose? Because I'm apologizing to you guys, so maybe you guys need certain apologies too from people. But long story short, I wound up hitting up and I did not want to do this because Venus is retrograde, and it, you know, it brings up certain exes from the past and stuff like that. But I did text my Scorpio ex, my last relationship. It was very, very heartbreaking. It's been years, and there's still certain energy and connection that I have with her. Man. Well, she wound up being the only person to call me and to talk to me, and it was even on her work. It was when she was at work and she was on break. And I'm a Pisces, so I don't know if any of you guys are dealing with Pisces and Scorpio relationships, but we're a very interesting couple. The 12th house and the 8th house. We're very, very powerful couple when a Pisces and a Scorpio are together. And I don't know if I'll ever get over my Scorpio ex, honestly. Not emotionally. Like, there's still certain emotional connection that I feel with her. And, you know, we talked for a little bit, and she was being kind of strange, but, you know, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but it was really interesting how when I was literally bawling before I talked to her. And then when I talked to her, it was just her energy, you know, like, all of a sudden my sadness was empowering, and that's what I thanked her for. I'm like, you know, thanks for talking to me on your break, because we couldn't talk for long, but that little conversation was enough to transform my energy, and I felt so empowered after I got off the phone with her. And it's just like, wow, Scorpio is the shit. So yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys that little story. That might resonate with some of you. I don't know. I just wanted to, you know, you guys, it's your season, and I'm just going to really be looking to you guys for guidance when it comes to all the emotion and the purity and the transformation and the death that is coming into our universe. But we do have this Taurus card, okay? So your beliefs, commitments, tradition, okay? So I'm not sure what's coming up there for your present moment. For me, it just seems like that Taurus full moon in your relationships is, so that there might be a commitment here in the middle of October for you guys, okay? So that's that. And then let's go into your future, okay? For your future, we have, sure enough, beauty. And this is the same card that came up for Libra in the same position. They got this card for the end of October. So you guys, it's interesting, you and Libra, because you guys are the ones who are ruling October. October is shared by both Libra and Scorpio, the cusp of drama and criticism. So Venus is coming up here. Venus is in your sign. She's going to go into Libra on October 31st and on Halloween. And then she's going to go direct in the middle of November and then come into your sign again. So beauty is important for both Scorpio and Libra right now because of this retrograde. But something beautiful is coming in, Scorpio, at the end of October for you and Libra. Like, there's something beautiful that's going to strike. You know, every rose has its thorn, Scorpio, so it's about finding the beauty within the ugly, which is exactly what I was trying to tell you guys about this depression. This is talking about finding the good within the bad as well. You guys are going to have to do that a lot this month and in November because there's just so much going on. There's so much ugliness to purity. You know, purity is not clean and nice and perfect. Purity is like a garbage can. It's someone who just woke up after like drinking all night yesterday, you know. Purity is raw. It's a raw form. It's just being real. And you know that, Scorpio. So maybe there's something like that. Maybe there's some kind of relationship coming in for you guys at the end of October. But it's beautiful, okay? And this is the number 40, so it could be with a Cancer, it could be with anybody, it could just be something beautiful that happens. I'm not sure. That's the beautiful thing about beauty, is that, you know, it's just something there. This is a rose. Maybe there's something here with a rose, like I told Libra. You guys might be getting roses or giving roses, and maybe you see a rose. I'm not sure what this means for you, Scorpio, but there's something beautiful here. It might be something in your home, because the number 4 is about your home and your family. So pay attention to anything that happens with your home and your family at the end of this month. And then the card that we have with that, Scorpio, is self-reflection. So I feel like this has a lot to do with when Venus moves out of your guys' sign on October 31st. On Halloween, Venus is going to move back into Libra, okay? And you're going to feel this shift because Venus being in your sign retrograding is really contributing to your guys' life. Any people that are coming back from your past, any relationships that are kind of ending or beginning, it's all because of Venus. And I really feel like your confidence level is coming up here in October. So some of you guys are really focusing on your inner beauty because we have self-reflection here. This woman is looking in the mirror and then there's beauty. So it's like knowing that you're beautiful, Scorpio, not even just physically, but you guys are fucking beautiful. Like, you are the most pure sign. I am a sucker for Scorpios. Like, I think all Scorpios have such an intense beauty about them. It doesn't even matter what color they are, what gender they are, how tall they are, how what they weigh. Like, beauty is not skin deep for Scorpio. Beauty is set on fire by Scorpio and transformed. You guys can transform dark into light, ugly into beauty. So your beauty, knowing how beautiful you are as a soul, as a spirit, as a being, at the end of October, Venus retrograde is really showing you guys that in, bringing that kind of knowledge and energy into your life. So when you look in the mirror, Scorpio, what do you see? And if it's anything besides this beautiful rose, this beautiful flower that is growing, instead, look at all the light in this picture, okay? So it's about you seeing and self-reflecting on beauty. This is such a Venus retrograde energy, self-reflecting on beauty. Some of you guys, I feel an energy where you're not feeling very confident. That's why in your present moment, the middle of October, you guys might be trying to do things like work out or buy new clothes or do things to your hair. Like, for some reason, your appearance and how beautiful or hot or sexy you are is really mattering to you guys. And I think it's because Venus is in your sign. Venus is all about beauty and love and goddess energy. But it's also because your birthdays are coming around, and when all this energy, you guys really feel this energy. I know you feel home coming. You guys are almost home, okay? The sun is almost in Scorpio, which is beautiful enough. And I feel like you guys are just wanting to look your best on your birthdays this year. So just know that you're beautiful no matter what you see in the mirror. But you guys need to look yourself in the mirror when you first wake up, when you're in your most raw, pure state. And if somebody in your life does not accept you for that, or they're making you feel like you're not beautiful, then God, they do not belong in your life. So you're definitely self-reflecting on beauty at the end of October when Venus retrogrades back into Libra and leaves you guys alone for a while. But either way, you're going to continue to do that because Venus retrograde is all about self-reflection and beauty. But we have this with the Tower, Scorpio. So maybe there's some sort of ending or something shocking that happens to you at the end of October that not even you can predict. This could be the ending to a job, a living situation, a relationship, something here is crumbling down. And I did pick up on that a little bit with this chaos at the beginning of the month when I was talking about your foundation, something beneath your feet kind of crumbling. The tornadoes can uproot houses, okay? It may have to do with a Taurus. It may have to do with the Aquarius. It may have to do with another water sign. It could have to do with any zodiac sign. But there's something going on here that is shocking. This is shock and sudden change. This card reminds me of you, Scorpio, because this is the card of transformation. But we have this lightning bolt, okay, coming down. This reminds me of the Libra video again. So whatever happens at the end of October, just know that it's happening so that you can look yourself in the mirror, Scorpio, in a more true way. And it's happening in the name of beauty. These endings, this is a sudden ending. Could be a relationship because we have these two people jumping out here. But something's crumbling down. There was anything in your life, Scorpio, that was built on a false foundation. Something that isn't stable enough for you as a fixed water sign. This is something happening that's going to shock you, but this is not a bad card. You just need to self-reflect on the endings that happen at the end of October, okay? Because this sudden change is really happening for your greatest good, okay? But I do see certain endings. Maybe it's a commitment. Maybe there's something ending with a Taurus. Remember, this is when something falls down, you can also, something also is in its place, okay? A door closing is another door opening. So remember, whatever the tornado, I told you that in the beginning of your video, that there's a time to destroy and there's a time to rebuild. So I feel like October is a destruction month for you. Like something is being destroyed, and that's such a powerful Scorpio energy. You guys secretly eat that shit up. Like, you love the act of something being completely destroyed so that it can be completely rebuilt. So something has to be completely destroyed. All right, because at the beginning of October, you're still focused on, you know, the shattered remains of something. And as long as you do that, it's still alive. Scorpio, you guys are the house of death. So something needs to die completely so that you can rebuild a new life, so that you can look yourself differently in the mirror and focus more on your beauty, okay? So before I end your video, I just want to go over the underlying energy here, so that we can kind of see even more why these cards came out. So when it comes to chaos, confidence, hope, and beauty, it has something to do here with the High Priestess of Water, which is just beautiful. And this is another Cancer card. So some of you guys are really dealing with Cancer energy, or perhaps you're needing to apply action to what you feel. Because Cancer is the cardinal emotional, right? Cancer is about emotional doing. Scorpio is about emotional balance. Pisces is emotional change. So Cancer is our sister sign. So we may need to be a little bit more like Cancer this month and apply action to what we're stabilizing, because stability is on the table for you, Scorpio, but it's something that isn't quite stable enough for you, and so it's falling apart. What do you expect? You know, you guys are transforming everything for everyone in October and November. So as a representative of transformation, you are not shy of it. Like, you also have to experience things falling down and being rebuilt. You have to deal with endings and death and rebirth and transformation and all these other powerful, powerful energies. Like, wow. So this is why I feel like emotionally, because the High Priestess of Water is about emotions, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So this card comes up to tell you that things in your life change like water. You know, water can be ice, water can be snow, water can be rain, but water is poured into a container and it takes the shape of whatever it's poured into. So I do feel like you're experiencing some chaos emotionally, which is causing some regret and depression. It's causing some sort of loss and loneliness emotionally, but you are not alone in this emotional chaos, Scorpio. You know, the universe knows where you were drained emotionally, okay? But I feel strongly that these cards have a lot to do with emotional chaos and emotional regrets and, you know, drainage. So yeah, you are definitely not alone emotionally, Scorpio. Even if you're alone physically, you're not alone emotionally ever. Okay, and so even when it comes to your emotional confidence, obviously there's going to be some emotional hope that you still have. Us water signs, we could lose hope physically, we could lose hope mentally, but we'll never lose hope emotionally. So there's confidence here that you can regain in your emotion. You know, be more like this High Priestess of Water when it comes to changing, you know, and adapting like Pisces, because I think you're being a little bit rigid emotionally. So you might have emotional walls built up because of certain differences that you've seen. All right, this wall is built up, Scorpio. There's some rigid emotion here, so make sure that this is rigid emotion. Okay, so learning that you're not alone at the beginning of October is what's going to regain your confidence. You're going to regain hope in something and turn around and see those other two cups. So when it comes to you are not alone, when it comes to you are understood, and when it comes to self-reflection, we have a card that speaks for itself. It says you already know. So that intuition is on point this month, Scorpio. You're in that watery energy. You're feeling that intuition. So, you know, you already know what you need to self-reflect about. You already know that you're understood. You already know who understands you and who don't understand you, Scorpio. And you already know that you're not alone. You already know where you are alone and where you're not. You know a lot this month, okay? So I'm not even going to touch too much on that because your intuition is on point. You don't even need this reading. Like, you already know all this, okay? So there's something that you already know emotionally. There's something you already know intuitively, psychically, magically. And you're knowing it because the sun is coming into your sign, making you aware of all that's been hidden, all that's under the surface, Pluto. And, you know, then when it comes to the the Five of Cups, which is emotional conflict, when it comes to the Hierophant and when it comes to the Tower, we have the Nine of Swords. Let me see what's behind the Nine of Swords. The Three of Cups. So there could be these three cups here, which is it's some sort of celebration. It could be a third party, but we have this pumpkin here. So to me, this is like Halloween parties, something that's happening on Halloween. There's something here about drinking. If you guys drink on Halloween and there's some kind of party, there may be something that is linked to this anxiety, because we have anxiety, Scorpio. This is insomnia. Some of you guys may be experiencing nightmares. Maybe it's hard for you to sleep, sleepless nights, mental anxiety, nightmares. I don't know if I already mentioned that, but this is mental darkness, Scorpio. Maybe it's about a Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, air sign energy. Maybe it's about communication, but it's this emotional conflict that's contributing to your mental anxiety. Maybe it's a Taurus individual that's contributing. Maybe it's certain commitments or something traditional. Maybe it's your beliefs. Maybe it's this tower. You know, all this energy on the table. It may, in October, you may find yourself, Scorpio, up late at night, you know, feeling alone. You are not alone. Remember, that card came out for you. Mental anxiety. Okay? These endings, this Taurus energy, this moon, this stuff about your relationships. This in October, there's gonna be certain energy like this, okay? But the way to get through that is by socializing with your friends and meeting up with people instead of focusing on the cups that knocked over, because we have those same 3 cups knocked over right there. So instead of fretting about what dumped over, you know, you can celebrate. All right, on Halloween, there's some sort of celebration here with drinking or friends or 3 women. Maybe it's a third party situation that has got you really having anxiety and, you know, not having sleep, because we have a third party here that fell over. All right, but there is a relationship here with one person that you're focused on, and it's a committed relationship that you still have hope in. But there's something you already know intuitively, and I think that might be what's keeping you up. You're being kept up at night over something that you already know is about to happen. You already know this ending is happening. You already know about what's committed and what isn't. You already know, Scorpio. You already know. I feel like you're very intuitive this month, and something you already know mentally and emotionally is what has got you kind of feeling mental anxiety. It's something that's about to end, because the 9 of Swords is 1 sword away from being the 10 of Swords. So this is almost a completion. 9 is almost a 10, and 10s mean endings, but the Tower is an ending. So I think you already know that something's about to end, and it's got you feeling mental anxiety, but you already know, Scorpio. Just trust your emotions this month, and, you know, self-reflect when you need to. Know that you are understood. You are not alone, and there's people around you that are going to show you that that's true, okay? Everything that you need to see is going to be shown this month, all right? So hopefully this resonated, guys. Very powerful energy, so excuse any interference or things in me, because I'm a water sign. I feel these energies so powerfully. But happy birthday, guys. Don't be surprised if your birthdays are kind of stressful this year. You know, birthdays are not all about, and that could definitely be what this celebration is too, some sort of birthday celebration. And we have the 9 of Cups too, so there's some kind of wish. We've got the same cards coming out for Libra, okay? And it might have to do with a Pisces. Now we have a Pisces and a Cancer showing up. These 2 cards are both Pisces and Cancer. So you're gonna have to walk away. There's some kind of secret here. This is such a secret. No wonder. You already know, Scorpio, because you're the High Priestess in the moon. So there's something here that you already know. It might have to be with that Taurus full moon. On the Taurus full moon, you're going to know so much intuitively about your relationships, and you are going to have to walk away. You might have to walk away from a Gemini or a Virgo. And I feel like you're walking towards a Cancer or a Pisces, or you're just doing this all in secret. But we have definitely a Pisces energy here, and some sort of communication emotionally, some sort of emotional victory and a wish come true. And perhaps that's what you're celebrating. So Scorpio is feeling kind of dark and inside their mind right now, but they're also feeling like they want to celebrate emotionally. So it's about balancing those 2 energies, okay? And getting through the chaos at the beginning of the month, so that you can self-reflect at the ending of the month about how there's still beauty in these endings. There's been endings in October for you, Scorpio, but they're beautiful. So what do you see in the mirror after you've been through all this? Because there's something you already know. So thanks, guys, so much, and I will talk to you for that Taurus. You guys really want to look out for my Taurus full moon video, because that's going to be very special for you guys as your opposite sign. So hope you liked the video, guys. Let me know what you think or thought, and I will talk to you in a couple of weeks for the Taurus full moon. See you later.